A person that's buying sex or buying porn or attending a strip club just for fun, you have no idea if the person that you are receiving services from is a victim of sex trafficking.
We really wouldn't have what we would call a human trafficking problem, right? If it weren't for the commercial sex industry, because it's where it lives. People buying sex. When I say people, it's mostly men. It's kind of a startling statistic. Like 10% of men buy sex. I think of a time I was the case agent on a federal case for sex trafficking. The prosecutor asked everyone in the jury pool, like, if they thought that prostitution should be illegal. Maybe half the room raised their hands. And then they asked if anyone thought that buying sex should be illegal. And a few more hands went up, but there were still a lot of hands that were not up. And then he asked if you thought that pimping or promoting should be illegal. And almost all the hands went up. And he had to kind of clarify, do you think that it should be legal to be a pimp? Like, basically. And there were some hands that went up, and they're all men. But I think that was like, for me as a detective, as an investigator, I was like, whoa, like there's people in society that think it's okay. I think if I was able to take those guys and take them really into the commercial sex industry and show them the human suffering, that they would change their mind. And so I think a lot of the misconceptions that come is purely, and this is a terrible word, right, ignorance. But that's what it is. If they had the experience, I think they would think differently. But largely in the last 10 years, I think there's been a lot of clarity for people. I think there's been some stuff dragged out into the light. And I think more and more people that otherwise wouldn't have a connection to the industry are starting to realize the level of human suffering that occurs in the commercial sex industry and human trafficking.